Thank you everyone for tuning in on to A-Class's UXGO 2023 Q1 presentation. First off, I want to give a big shout out to all the coaches who have the chance to help support this project. Tina from Google's AR team, and we have Jason, who is a Google UX researcher now in the Web3 space, and then myself, who has had 3 years of experience with VR startups, working with Oculus and Steam VR. We also have our industry guest from Meta, who is a senior PM, helping us with the critique today. Also want to give the biggest thanks to our clients for sponsoring this project and letting our students work hands-on. So a huge thanks to Henry, the founder and CEO of MetaverseAI, and Celia, Harvard MBA and main product lead for our point of contact with this project. Thank you both so much.
I think we can get started first.
Okay, sure. So thank you all for joining us today as we present A-Class's final presentation. It has been an incredible journey, and we're really excited to be sharing our work with you. Our digital landscape has evolved rapidly in recent years, and with that, our interaction has expanded into virtual worlds, social media, and gaming platforms. In these spaces, the concept of self-representation has become increasingly important. From here, we begin our presentation of an intuitive and engaging avatar creation process. We hope you'll enjoy. So this is our team. I am Luciana.
Hi, this is Rico.
This is Johan.
Hi, I'm Xin.
And Yuna's here with us today too. So we'll be going over these content today. We will be following the process of research, ideate, and then we arrive at design iterations and final design. We would like to give you an overview. So we all know the context of digital avatars, Web3, and Metaverse for this project, but we like to remind each other, everyone, that our product started with the goal of just users uploading their face selfie through a web page and then generating a 3D multiverse avatar. And with that, we'll be going into the research portion, and I'll be handing over to my teammate.
We have finished our research, which includes 31 surveys, 5 interviews, and 1 expert interview. Although many people might think that having the freedom to choose is critical for users, our research shows that 75% of many new users care more about having a personalized and satisfying experience, while only 50% value have freedom of choice. During our interview, we asked the following questions. We also had the opportunity to interview an expert, and the main takeaway was that avatar style depends on their intended usage. For example, users may require realistic avatars for professional conference, while stylized avatars would be more appropriate for gaming purposes. To summarize our finding, we created an affinity map. Here is our influencer ethic. Here is our persona. Ethic is an influencer who places a high value on inclusivity, creativity, and community building. He strongly believes that customized avatar can be used to promote diversity and inclusivity, thereby creating a more welcoming and inclusive digital environment for everyone.
Okay, so based on all the responses we had, we came up with this problem statement that how might we develop a simplistic and private onboarding process that produces a personalized avatar suitable for various settings. Our key findings landed on the 3 most important insights. The first one is smart customization. It means that we found that people would like personalized options that can help them to represent their identity, communities, values, etc. And they would like flexible edit that they can always come back and re-edit their previous generated avatars. And for those who do not like to spend time customizing, they can simply skip the step or choose a preset one. And our second finding is network expansion, that we found most people are interested in gaming and social purposes, while not a lot of them are aware of the professional usage. So we found this an opportunity to educate our users to be more aware of the professional and productivity function of their avatars. And our third findings is the simplistic sign-up process. So a lot of people do not like to provide too much information during sign-up. So it's better to have minimal sign-up info required. And for those who are interested in Web3, it's better to have the Web3 login option, such as the digital wallet platforms. Yeah. So we came up with this solution statement that we'd like to have an avatar creation onboarding process which guide users to create diverse looks for various contexts and empowers them to customize anything that includes and beyond the appearance, and to encourage imaginative expressions about how users can leverage avatars in the metaverse. Yeah.
Okay, so then we jump into the ideation process, where we went through the brainstorm, crafting, and user flow, and some lo-fi MiFis. So this is a glimpse of our brainstorming process. With that, we have defined the user flow. In particular, we want to mention that we choose a delay account creation tactic, as we want users to focus on experiencing the core features first, such as our customization page where they can personalize their own avatars without being distracted. We think that as they are experiencing, they can develop a stronger attachment and a sense of ownership towards their virtual identities. Thus, they may feel more motivated and less impatient with the account creation that when it's introduced to the users. This is also resonates with our initial research that users were saying that they don't like to be reminded to create an account right after they enter a page. So next, here is a glimpse of our lo-fis, and right after it will be our MiFis. Now let's have Yuna to share more.
So, and then moving to our final design, we have two methods of uploading image to generate avatar. So users are able to select the uploading their image from local device or taking photos through camera. Or users can skip this step to get default avatar and fully customized by themselves. And also we have the consent request to access their image. And these two steps shows if users choose to upload their image. They can drag and drop to upload file with the tips of file request and also the image quality. And users will see the upload complete window. If user choose to take the photo, they will see those three steps. And we followed users' feedback to design official guidelines on the facial recognition. And then they have the option to confirm the photo or retake it. Moving to the waiting for generating avatar page, we designed the happy path with a dancing robot to show how long the process will take. And we also have the edge case design for the case that AI cannot recognize the image and guide users to upload another one.
So this is our final design for the preview avatar page. It allows users to preview the avatar that they just generated. This design is aligned with our insights on network expansion. As we discussed earlier, our users prefer to have multiple avatars for various purposes, including professional and social usage. Additionally, we've discovered a lack of education for users regarding the appropriate usage of avatars for business purposes. Our design addresses these insights and aims to enlightening users on the versatile capabilities of our avatars. So there are two big features in this page. Firstly, users can switch between professional, social, and fashion scene that provided by external company. And next, please. During the user testing, we received valuable feedback from our users. Specifically, we have found that users were interested in having a regret button that enables them to view their previous avatars, to compare them and select the best one. This insights was particularly relevant during the onboarding. These insights was particularly relevant as we provide the option to regenerate avatars, right? We have incorporated this feedback into our design with this toggle button called See My Previous Generate. And next, we have refined this page multiple times based on the user feedback. So in the following slide, I will detail the process we undertook to reach our final design. So the page on the left is the Me Fidelity version of our preview avatar page that we have tested. So firstly, we found that they don't understand these switch buttons. And to resolve that problem, we first concretize our wording. We use the professional scene here to tell them that you can use it in the professional settings. Then we added the description to further elaborate the professional scene here, such as attending a conference. Additionally, we included company logos as visual cues to help users understand how they can use their avatars. And next, we have our final design of the customization page. This is the, can I have the customization page? Oh, thank you. So this is the core feature of our product, which allowing users to personalize their avatars with great detail. It also aligns with our insights on smart customization. As we mentioned earlier, users want to personalize their avatars well, being flexible edits, such as having a choice to skip this page for now. Our final design addresses these insights with the aim to provide a flexible customization onboarding process, such as they can either edit their avatars in the onboarding process or after the onboarding process, or skip this step by clicking the arrow in the left corner. And also, we have padded this page in the user flow is because we want our users to experience the core feature during the onboarding. So in the next slides, I will introduce how we reach the final design. We had several iterations based on user testing. During the testing, they were thinking about what does it mean of regenerate. Also, they think that the regenerate button is too close to the save button, which can be mistakenly hit. Another insight that we did not manage to consider is that users might want to skip this process as it seems gonna take a long time to finish it. With all that in mind, we repositioned the regenerate button. We also added the skip button on the left corner to give them ability to bypass the content that they are not interested for now. So next, let's have Yuhan to further introduce our customization page.
Okay, yeah, so more than what we have the traditional customization options, we also explored what's beyond the look. So we came up with this new feature that the users can customize the voice of their avatars. So we have several preset voices that they can either choose one of them or they can record or upload their own voices. And they can also edit the length or speed of their voice on this page. And to call back on our Insight 3, that is the simplistic sign-up process. We have this model window for sign-up after customization that it pops up after the user clicks on Save and Continue. So this is a one-click sign-up, and it required only minimal infos, that is the emails only. And also it incorporated the Web3 sign-up option, that is the MetaMask digital wallet. And we'd also like to introduce you our dashboard. We wanted it to be an immersive dashboard for you viewing your avatar. That the avatar is the main focal point, and the users can choose to see the full body view by clicking on the View Full Avatar toggle. And also they can switch the dashboard environment among social, professional, and fashion scenes. To explain on why we made the decision of the dashboard, we'd like to talk about our user testing. So on the left is our previous version of the dashboard, and it was reported as wordy and not looking cool enough, also not immersive enough. So a few of the respondents brought up that they want to switch the environment just like the preview page that Rico introduced. So we also want the user to have the sense of the control and ownership of their avatars. So according to all those comments from the users that we tested, we clean up the page and make it more immersive dashboard and highlighted our avatar. And also we put the change environment button on the left button so they can freely choose what environment they would like and to see how their avatar look like in different environments. Yeah.
So coming up next, we have designed our dashboard to have the feature as a compact control center where they can view all their avatars and share them with their friends. If we go to the user test process of it, can I have the next slide, please? So how we came up to the solution is that when we did our user test, our users have told us that they didn't have a delete avatar button. They thought this fanned out display is old school, not cool enough, and they just wanted to see their avatar better. Like they want to be able to zoom into details, and they want to compare the avatars in parallel view instead of just one at the center. So based on that, we have redesigned our dashboard to integrate the avatar with like this extra page with the dashboard so that we only have one page and it's a compact experience now. They don't have to jump back and forth just to see their avatars, and it's now a more seamless and streamlined user experience. And it's also designed as a pull-up so it doesn't obstruct the view of the main avatar, which should be the focal point of the dashboard. So going back to the final design of the dashboard feature,
So as mentioned,
can we go back to the dashboard? Yeah. So based on that, we can now see all our avatars in parallel view at once. They'll be able to share their avatars through social media platforms just by clicking the Control Center's share button. And they can also edit, delete, save to album, or just create a new avatar. And it's all in one page on this dashboard page right now. And moving on next, I'll have Yuna just explain the dashboard features further.
right, as mentioned before, we have the toggle feature that users can switch between the dashboard and the view full avatar. So we hide the UI in this page in order to provide a clear space for users to look through their avatar closely. And we have the option to switch the environment in the view mode. Users can define the environment by themselves or use what we have provided. And for the future exploration, we provide the shop function. It is a customization store where users can explore the latest styles, and they can buy unique styles from a range of options. This page contains the favorite features that users can mark the items they like, and users can view and wear the purchased items in closet. At the same time, we provide the filter features that includes the recommended, the trending, the top sellers, upcoming, and the designer brands. And for our design system, the left image is our branding color, so we generate our color palette based on that. And the typeface we use are the Poppins and the Helvetica New.
So wrapping up, we have our final thoughts. We have successfully addressed our how might we question and user test feedbacks. 11 out of 15 users found the product very easy to use upon first try. We have also successfully incorporated user education opportunities and raised brand awareness. So our next steps would be, we consider that we should be doing additional user tests and reiterations based on gathered feedback. We should develop further options in store and more, and we should develop detailed design specifications, which will lead to prototyping and eventually shipping. So that would be all for our presentation. Thank you so much. Do you have any questions for us?
Cool. Thank you very much. I mean, great work overall. I love how you incorporated like the user feedback and build the features like within the prototype. I do have a like quick question regarding the prototype because I thought it was the last presentation. So for the prototyping thing, will that happen like later, or it's something like we can review together right now, or?
All right, thank you for going last. I know it's been a long 2 hours, and I appreciate any clients and guests and coaches for staying till the end. Jason, I'll let you and Tina start off by commenting. So Tina, I know you work with this group the longest. I know you also have a lot of AR design experience yourself. So I'll let you quickly kind of comment, and then just to help the group a little bit too, if you can share a bit of feedback on like from a interview perspective, right? If they were interviewing for like Google, a big company, or a small client agency based off your own work experience, what kind of tips would you give them for their storytelling and presentation? So we'll start with Tina, and then we'll do Jason. And then I see Frank is still with us, so we'll do Frank last. And then A-Team, make sure you go say hi to Frank. I know that you've all had the chance to meet him during the expert interview. So let's go in that order.
Cool. Well, very well done, everyone. And I think the presentation went really, really well, and all the design intentions are really clearly articulated. I mean, among this project, the most highlight I feel like is how we can tie all the, the study, the research insight with the design decisions we make, particularly like when you go through the avatar preview page, we tie back to the insight on, we can use this page as an opportunity to educate user. How would you be able to apply your avatar into different settings? So really, really well done. I think one note on the possibly for interview or in any other cases when you're presenting your work, is that I realized that you sometimes use the word like, oh, we didn't do this because it's boring, or we didn't do this because it's not looking cool. I definitely understand that the reason is definitely more than not looking cool. So make sure you can justify all your design decision with very rational reasonings behind, right? For example, the dashboard, why we go with like a more immersive view is because user had that expectation for avatar generation tool. It's not because of it's not looking that cool. So yes, I know that we all have that in our design process, but next time we can articulate it better.
Yeah,
That's all from me.
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tina touched upon already some good points, but I think being, the research coach and being there from the very beginning, us understanding the whole Web3 space together. I know like in the beginning, it was very hard, right? Like what is MetaverseAI? We looked on their website, we were trying to figure it out all together. So definitely seeing, I haven't gotten to talk with some of you for a couple of weeks, but, really seeing it evolve. I thought it was really cool just seeing the research and all the way to the design, looking at this, it doesn't look like it was like a beginner design, right? Like this, I think it was really impressive. And I really loved the reflection part of like at the end, the next steps, what do we learn? You even addressed, thanks for going back. I love that you addressed like raise some brand awareness, which is always like a really big thing for a startup, right? User education, opportunities. As you learn, Web3 is all like a very new thing. So I really loved the reflection part along with like the next step. I think for anything like in here, maybe the next step, like prototyping things that like that, I would say like maybe elaborate it a little bit more around here. And then I was a little bit confused about the part for store. Was that for like stores like within the metaverse, or is this like for stores within like, oh, okay, I see what you mean there. Okay. I think I was getting confused with like the app store versus that. But that totally makes sense. But I think like in general, I'm really impressed. And yeah, great job.
Thank you.
All right, Frank, any thoughts from you? I know you had the chance to chat with them from the interview.
Yes, and I'm really excited to see how much this concept has evolved. I'd love to, it's really happy to see that you guys really thought about what the users for this are looking for, and the multiple platforms, like having this avatar be available for all the different platforms. I think those are really cool. And I also really appreciate that you talked through when you talked about the specific designs, you talked about how you made changes based on the feedback. So I think that's one thing that will show up very positively, both for actual project and for an interview. It shows that you actually are listening to those user feedback. One thing that I think could be improved on is for the design flow, where you were showcasing the flow charts. The flow charts were really hard to read. I think maybe you can zoom in a little bit on that flow chart. That's like those two slides. On a presentation, it's nearly impossible to read any of the text. So maybe just zoom in on a few sections that are more interesting instead of showing basically just triangles with no legible text.
Sure, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, very great. Really happy to see you guys come very far from the initial conversation.
And then all of you probably know that the next thing after your, if this is your first project, all of you will have access to membership lifetime. So there's a lot of other things you can do with your UXGO membership other than like just the events we host, right? So a good place for all of you to start is I do recommend most of you take a look at the modules. The modules will be really helpful because they cover everything you need to prepare when you start looking for your job. So whether you're looking for internships next year, you're looking for new grad next year, you're looking for contract roles immediately, the modules will be a good place for you to start. And then of course, Shanari, me, all the coaches you work with or the coaches you haven't met yet will also all be on the Slack to support you. So finally, I just want to wrap up by another big thank you for all the coaches spending all these hours. I know we spent a total of 800 hours doing like 9,000 minutes of one-on-one teaching to all the students. So really big cohort this year, a mix between Chinese-only students with students that spoke English. So really great work, everyone. And yeah, that wraps up the presentation. So stay tuned next week to work hard on Slack, and then we expect all of you to revise your presentations before using it for interviews and portfolio. So thank you everyone for joining. We will be seeing you on Slack soon. Bye-bye.